Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. You'll have to excuse my eating. That kid's hungry. Everybody that's in here with us tonight, uh, drop a line in the comments. That way we know who all's in here. Pretty cool. You don't want to, you don't have to, but I'm not going to do the Zoom meeting for the net tonight. Just kind of, I don't have no participation with the Zoom meeting, so I'm gonna have it all here on YouTube. Be a little easier on me anyway. Hey, Eric. Ed, good evening. I'm a little bit early. A lot better this week than I was last week. Last week I was a little bit late. Okay. Add audio. Our club website here. Dale KA4 ZebDR. He takes care of the website newsletter for us. Kinda, poor guy was kinda not really forced into it, but pretty much forced into it. Um, but he does a really good job. What's going on, Blake? I reckon we're gonna get any storms tomorrow. Probably a little south of you, Blake. Got some funky stuff going on down here. If I can remember how to work this thing. Tornado warning. Another one right there. Down got to. There's your tornado, folks. Talking about this one, Ed? Not cheap. Yeah, but there's your tornado right there. Find it. Look, bright green. Station. What's going on, Eric? This is radar scope, Ed. About $100 a year for this. Pretty cool. Thing I don't like about it, and may can down Louisiana. Pretty, pretty mean looking stuff. This side over here, the green going toward the radar, and the red's going away from the radar. It's the wind. Catches the wind, so you see this red right in the middle of the green, that's pretty obvious what's going on there. Back out. And the intensity, the stronger the winds, the brighter the color. So here's you green on red right here. So kind of shows you what's up. I think these vector to turn it back on. Oh, I'm still playing with that. I don't know a whole lot about it, but pretty fun to play with anyway. The only thing that I don't like about it is in may be able to do this. I just don't know how to use more than one radar. About that time. Activity there. Velocity there. Like when I go back to one screen, showing me the reflectivity. Like above Belmont, Louisiana, Leesville. Pretty wild. About time to get this thing started. Put my ears on. How about it? You got your ears on? Matter of fact, that time. Good evening. Time is now 8 o'clock, and the Maury Radio Newbie net on the air. Control station, A4LEN. Justin. No audio. This is a net held every Friday night on the Maury Amateur Radio Club repeater, W4GGM, transmitting on 147.120, 127 3 times. This is an open net, and all amateur radio operators are welcome to check in. While it is not necessary to be a newbie, stations or recently licensed stations are encouraged to join. Help try to answer any questions you may have. While it's not necessary to be a member of the Maury Amateur Radio Club to take part in our net, all interested stations are invited to join the club. For more information on joining, please contact any member or go to the website w4gm.org. This is an informal net. Your comments are welcome. While our net is not a traffic net, anyone having emergency traffic may contact the net controls at any time. Again, this is K4LEN with the Maury Amateur Radio Club Newbie Net. Does anyone have any emergency or priority traffic at the time? Nothing heard, nothing heard. Do we have any announcements tonight? All right, nothing heard. On any announcement. Let's see. At this time, I'll start taking our regular check-in. Going in on the new call now.
K4 PKA Rick. This is WD4NCO Art.
Well, I've got two. All right, Rick, Art, glad you joined us tonight. We'll take a quick comment from you if we can't get started this evening. Blew her in some more to join us. A4 PKA, Rick, good evening to you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Mr. Justin. All's good here.
Well, that's good to hear. Good to hear. Nice Friday evening. Can't ask for better weather for right now. Glad to have you. W4NCO. Art, how are you this evening?
This is WD4NCO. Oh, I'm just fine this evening. I'd like to say good evening to you, Justin, and the other station there. And all, maybe we'll get some more to come in there. I know we had last week and the week before we had some pretty good discussions. So maybe some other. You might know this. I was just wondering. They had the test Saturday. I was wondering how it turned out. Have you heard anything about it, Justin? Back to you.
As a matter of fact, I have not. I was out of town last night during the net, so I didn't get to hear it. So I'm not sure if they said anything yet last night or not. I know they didn't have as many this go around as they've been having, but I think they had 7 or 8, um, that was coming as of the meeting 2 weeks ago, last week or whenever it was. I don't know if they picked up any more or not, though.
Okay, I was just wondering. They didn't have anything on the net last night about it. I was kind of hoping they would. But I should have brought it up. Maybe there's someone new, but it just slipped my mind at that time. But, yeah, last week we talked about radios, different ones. And I was thinking about maybe they could bring up a discussion on the disadvantages and advantages of the different types, HF and VHF radios, the different ones, the ones that are combined and the ones that are separate, the plus and the minus of them. But anyway, neither here nor there. Maybe we get someone else to come in here in a little bit. Well, back to you, Justin. It's WD4NCO.
Yeah, that's a great topic, actually, Art. Glad you brought that up. That's actually a wonderful topic. I know HF is kind of funny, and if you're say 50 miles or so from each other, it's a little bit hard to work each other. I know me, I've got a buddy that lives over in Fayetteville. We're just too far to work on 2 meters, but we're too close to work each other on HF. So it's a tricky little spot right there.
It's WD4NCO Friday. Yeah, it's tricky. If you go to the different bands, they start on 75 and go on 40 and then on up 15 and 10, maybe 20 meters. We hit one that both of you can come in on. I know a friend of mine down in Atlanta. We talked for years. In fact, we worked RIDI and all kinds of stuff on the HF band down there, and we lived about I'd guess 5-7 miles apart. And we could talk and get through 2 meters real good, or we could talk HF. At that time, the bands was open on 10 meters and all, and so we could talk 10 meters real good too. Back to you.
Yeah, roger that. Which it's been. Wait. We should try it again. Or call sign is KO4EBI. And oh, he lives kind of down in the bottom Fayetteville instead of up on the hill. And we've tried FM simplex, tried sideband, and we tried. I remember if we tried 80 meters or not, because I think that when we actually tried it, I don't think I could get tuned up on 80 meters before I got. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't remember if we tried 80 or not, but we was either way we think we're like 55 miles from it. Couldn't make it work. We both got better antennas since then, and might could make something work now.
Yeah, Kerry and I talk occasionally, and especially on Monday nights. And he lives, I guess it would be about 9 or 10 miles from me, down into Columbia. And we talk on 80 meters on 3.720. That's where his net is Monday night. And we talk that far and can get by and all. Not a perfect copy and signal. We get through all right. Hey, you might try it with your friends and try the different bands. You might find one that works pretty good and all. So back to you.
Yeah, we need to try it again sometime because I can make it work now. So hard to say. Rick, got any input on it?
No, I'm not able to talk on HF right now. I'm studying for my general. I'm hoping to take it in May. Right now, it's just technician's license, so I can't talk on HF.
Well, you can actually. Just got a real small portion inside the 10-meter band you're able to use, but you have to have the HF radio, and so you actually are able to, but it's a lot of people don't want to buy HF radio, not being able to fully use it, and I understand that.
Yeah, all I have is VHF and UHF now. I've got a ICOM 4100 and then this handy talkie that I'm talking on. It's connected to an outside antenna outside.
Roger that. Somebody else try to come in there?
This is Info GBO, Kilo November 4, Golf Bravo Oscar. This is Sal.
All right, Sal. Good evening to you. Appreciate you jumping in here and joining us. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine. I just back up my antenna that fell down quite a bit ago. Just haven't had time when I felt like it, and didn't work today, so could do it today. But I also had a comment about what people talking about HF. Trying to get someone close to you with HF. Look up something called NVRS, the Near Vertical Instant Skywave.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, it's antennas. It's configured to talk locally, I guess, and that could be my problem too. It may be set up more for DXing and talking across our United States there instead of talking close. And it's been a little while since we've tried it. We've both got better antennas and him, so we're gonna have to get together and try it again sometime.
As far as I can remember, the biggest difference between the near vertical one is like you can still use a dipole, except you have it lower than the mostly like the normal recommended frequency. You have lower than lower than normal for the frequency, and depending on how low you have it, as far as I understand, it makes it go straight up and straight down.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. The got pulled up. Anybody else that's out there wants to check into our Newbie net? This is K4LEN net control station. Name is Justin. Anybody else out there, just jump on in here with us whenever you wanna. I'm actually running the instead of running a Zoom meeting and my page, I cut the Zoom meeting out, and I wasn't having much participation on the Zoom, so I got several people in on my YouTube channel, kind of hanging out too. So anybody else that wants to like to get in, K4LEN Radio is my YouTube channel, and go and get in on the discussion in the live chat as well. If anybody wanted to do that too, but yeah, I pulled up this near vertical incident skywave. Let me read over it right there real quick. What kind of antenna did you have that had blowed over, Sal?
Both of them that I have near my house did. It was just like a dipole and a dipole for VHF, UHF. I just had it up in the tree. What was the YouTube channel again?
What was that last part? I'm sorry.
What was the YouTube channel again?
It's K4LEN Radio. At 6 meters, it's actually open to everyone. Extra, general, technician. Anybody can work 6 meters.
K4TKA for identification. I sent a text out to Mike and Eric to join us. I guess they haven't joined yet.
Yeah, kind of why I thought about going over to like Tuesday night instead of Friday night. I know Friday night people get out and do things with their family, go out to eat, go shopping, go grocery shopping on Friday nights a lot of times. So I don't know. May have one more Friday night a newbie net and see if we can't go to Tuesday night and see if that works out any better. See if we can get some more participation in there on a Tuesday night.
Barry was supposed to join us because he asked me this afternoon if I was going to be on here. So I don't know what happened to him, but he was planning on being on here.
very no, they have on the um, short mountain over there, the short mountain repeater. They have a net every night of the week over there, and he gets in there on it. And when he gets done, he'll probably be over here. Actually, the guy that Dale um sent out, looking for some help, and he may have had several people message him back, but I sent him a message. His name was Alan, and he had just got his license. He was one of the he tested with us, and I don't know when exactly, but he had a few questions and done the best I could to answer some of them. He never emailed me back. I gave him my phone number, and obviously he had my email address then, but I never heard anything back out of him. He was having some trouble. He lived over in College Grove. I think that's where it was at, College Grove. And maybe that's not right. Anyway, with a handheld, and he's trying to get into our repeater, and showed him regular handheld without a external antenna. Be pretty. It's a pretty good stretch to get from there into the repeater. But I don't know if he worked it out, if he figured out what he's needing, or. But I never heard anything else out of him. Or if anybody else maybe messaged him too. I was kind of curious about it.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, there's several kind of radios, but you got one that does everything. It's got all the things like a 7100 ICOM, as an example. Then you've got the straight ham HF radios, which goes up to, used to they only went up to around 10 meters, but then they go beyond 10 meters now. They go a little further, 6 meters. But they both got advantages. The advantage of the what I call the all radio, the 7100, is you've got all the different, practically all the different bands on it. But the disadvantage is if you've got it in your shack and you're talking on HF and you want to answer or monitor 2 meters, you're out of luck. You're already on HF. But if you've got a standalone or a regular radio for HF, the regular 2-meter 440 radio, you could take and be on HF and monitor 2 meters. And all that's a big advantage between the radios and all. But I have both here. I have the what I call the all radio. I get a 7100 here. Then I've got the Omni 6 10-tech that's just amateur HF radio and all. And but if you just want to get by with just a single radio, those are all right. But they do have some disadvantages. And some of them have a little. They got to make compromises in them some way to make them work on everything. So they're not quite as good as one that's made just for HF or just for 2 meters. Back to you.
I see. I just was curious what your thoughts were to which way to go. Like I say, right now I just have the ICOM 4100, which is UHF VHF D-Star. But I was debating what to do for the next step up as far as for HF. That's why I was asking.
you've got the 2 meters and all, and the 440, I just pick up a small HF radio. They got several kind around if you're wanting to go to new ones. Yaesu's got them. Icon's got that, I think 1700 or something. Anyway, it's just an amateur HF radio. I had one of those one time I bought new. It was quite a good little radio. And I got traded it off, and I forget what I traded it off, and I got me a Yaesu FT 9. What was that? FT 897. I've got. In fact, I still got it, and it's one that's got all of it on it. It's a good radio, but like I say, it's got the disadvantage. You can't be on 3 stations at one time on it. You got to take your choice of what you want to do. Back to you.
Yes, sir. Well, that's why I was asking. I wanted to learn from somebody with some experience.
Is here info GBO?
All right, go ahead, Sal.
If you're looking to get HF radio, the other thing is, like, the new ones now just have a USB port for digital. Like, I applied with one that didn't have it and one that did. Like, the My Men Radio 991 USB port. Like, I can plug it in, and it does the audio and cat control. And simplifies it for any kind of digital modes, like HF digital.
Yeah, it's got a built-in sound card, so a lot of I think a lot of the radios they're starting to put that in them, but back before now they like if you wanted to do FT8, you know, any of the digital modes, you'd have to have a they call a sound card device. It's a external contraption there that took in. I'm not for sure exactly how they work because I've never had to deal with one, and mine's built in. So maybe y'all can help me out there a little bit as far as how they work. But yeah, these newer radios, they've got that built into them, and man, it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, all those things did is like a lot of them were like USB or whatever, like sound cards. You plug the radio into, like in and out, and it handled the PTT on it, so you didn't have to use a radio's box. So some of them weren't the best.
Yeah, I know. It sure simplified a lot of things when they started, putting, incorporating a sound card inside the radio, and that's, I don't know how much those sound card devices are, but I'm gonna say at least $100. That you don't have to spend. That's another device on your desk in your jack. With more wires that you got to deal with, and it makes it a lot easier.
Yes, and I bet you for the manufacturers it's like $5-10 for them to put it in.
Yeah, I'm going back to Shack in the Box, if you will. And a while ago, I actually got bumped off a frequency, and I was listening, wasn't nobody talking. What's going on? I looked and seen I was off frequencies. I apologize for that, but I've got the Yaesu 991A. It's what they call a Shack in the Box, HF, VHF, UHF, all mode transceiver, and I've got the 7100 as well. And they're when I bought the 991A, I was thinking, kind of like how Art said, you can either do one or the other, that you can't monitor both. So I only had one power supply, and so I hooked up the 991A, and I like, listening to HF before I got my General. And at the time, that's when me and my buddies was talking on the repeaters a lot, so I could either talk with them on the repeater or I could listen to HF. And got I was didn't think it through. So you buy a shack in a box, more than likely you're still gonna end up with two radios in the shack. So kind of keep that in mind. It's nice to have. I'm actually talking on the 991A right now, using it, but still more than likely gonna still end up with at least two radios hooked up in the shack, even if you do go with the all band all mode. And then another thing to consider is, if something happens to that radio, that's the only radio you've got. Oh, if the HF goes out on it, in order to fix it, or if the HF goes out, more than likely, all of it's going out. So instead of losing one radio, you lose all radio. So that's one of the downsides to Jack in the Box.
You have to have two different antennas anyway, don't you? Do you not have to have a separate antenna for the HF versus the UHF and EHF?
That's a very important knob on that radio. Like, anytime you want to change anything, you have to use a multi-knob. And yeah, I had to fix it, but it's still kind of a crappy fix, but it works.
Okay, we had double. Rick, yeah, it's you still have two separate antennas. The 991A and the 7100 have a separate antenna jack for HF or 2 meters or 440. Go ahead and then repeat yourself there, Sal, because y'all doubled and Rick won that one. So come back with your transmission.
I was talking about, like, if you've got one radio and it broke, like, I have the 991, not the A, but if the multi-knob broke on it, and that was hard to work with it without the multi-knob, so I ended up fixing it myself. But like I said, you need to, like, that radio was basically not useless, but hard to use without the multi-knob.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Because it's talking about is the multi knob on the 991A, and when you go into the menu system, got a separate knob that navigates you through the menus, and that is broke. Yeah, I see that could be a major pain because that knob, any of the settings in there, including your repeater tone, squelch, RF power, just about anything that you need to adjust on the radio, that multi knob, what used to change it. So yeah, that could be a major problem. Do we have any more check-ins for tonight's Newbie net? That's K4LEN net control. Any more check-ins tonight?
K4VOL, Harold.
K4 BOL. I've had a brain fart. Bravo Lima Oscar, is that correct? Or Bravo Oscar Lima?
K4VOL Victor Oscar Lima Vol.
Ah, I got you. Hey, I like that call sign. Is that a fancy or is that? I guess that is a vanity. Are you a big Vols fan?
I am a true orange Vol fan, and yes, that is a vanity call sign.
Roger that. What was your name one more time? I'm sorry.
It's Harold.
All right, Harold. Well, good evening to you. I don't think I've ever heard your call sign. Are you from the area here, or let's hear your story.
Actually, I joined y'all, I think the very first night I called y'all, and then lost what channel y'all were on, and time slot and all that. The very first night you did the Newbie net. I'm actually all the way up in Nolensville, and talking on ICOM 5100. Actually, I'm mobile right now. And listening to y'all's discussion on the HF, and had a question to throw out, see what everybody thought on, listening to everybody talk about, spring field days and field days coming up. What's everybody use for battery power or power for field days?
Well, just a regular old battery most of the time. For our setup that we'll do, everybody, will run off of battery power. I've got a couple battery boxes that my buddy Eric hooked me up with. He's up in New York. Anybody's on the YouTube feed, he's the Kilo Delta 2 Hotel Whiskey Delta. That's Eric. He's up in New York, but he hooked me up, sent me these battery boxes, and but yeah, mainly runs off of battery power.
Gotcha. You talking like a 12-volt car battery, a AGM, a Deep Marine? What do y'all? Which specific? Or are you talking about a battery built specifically for ham radio?
Well, a little bit of both. Any or anything. Last year was my first year in the radio, in ham radio, and I came to our field day, and Jeffrey and Bill, KN4JSS or K4JSS, and W4WRR Bill, they was there. They was running off of just a deep cycle marine battery, and had run all day off of it, I reckon. And Jeffrey had made the comment that he was really impressed with the battery. But yeah, you can get the LiFePo batteries, like the I forget the name of them, Bino or whatever they're called, and they're a lot more expensive, but they don't fade as far as the voltage. They hold their peak voltage up until the point they go dead.
I'll check into that. I've actually got a spare AGM car battery, so I'll throw that no pun in the vehicle when I go do field day, and then they'll give me a couple of options and that kind of thing. I was just curious, I'm like, you got to be using something for power out there, I also have a Honda generator. I'm like, I could throw a generator out there, Anyway, just curious what everybody did.
Okay, I think we had a double. Sal, go ahead.
I was trying to make sure I wasn't double in, but I remember quite a few times I went to field day. Not quite a few, haven't been to too many, obviously.
That's right, Eric.
Generators before too. That's common.
Okay. Well, like I said,
Usually runs. I don't know whether they still have it or not.
something, so to speak, or the right thing. You know, I realize everybody's very friendly at all those events. Just thought I would pose that question so I can start saving up and looking around as that gets closer in the spring here.
Okay, yeah. I think somebody else tried to double in their station. Go ahead.
Okay, it's WD4NCO. I just wanted to say that they have a club had a generator they used every year at field day, but I hadn't been to the field day last year or last year or so. I was out of it for a little bit, but I know they had one they run. But if you want to run battery power, you want a deep cycle battery if you can find one or get one, rather than the car battery. A car battery is made to take and use all of its energy to start with to start the car to turn it over. So it takes a lot of power to start with, but then it isn't good to take and use a little bit of power like a radio would use over a long period of time. But your deep cycle battery is just the opposite, and they work a lot better. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, Roger that. I know, Jeffrey. He said I think they still had the generator out there, and but he was impressed because the battery held up all day, and I tell you, I'm sure that they was about ready to choke me because I didn't get there till 11 o'clock at night. And I think I left about 4 o'clock in the morning, but even when I left, the battery was still, I think it was like 12. It was still 12 point something volts, left in it when we left, and Jeffrey had mentioned that he was impressed with the battery, how well it held up.
Oh yeah, it's probably a deep cycle battery. That's what they'll do. They'll hold up a long time. Another thing, if you go try to run 100 watts on, or some of the radios run more than 100 watts on that, it takes and it take a toll of the battery. But if you hold your watts down, that helps a lot. One of the times I took a radio out to the to get together, I took and I had to have 110 volts because it was the like Yaesu. I had a Yaesu hot water 101, or rather, oh crap, Heathkit hot water 101. I took out there one year, and of course it's just 110 to run it. But the other radios they had a good combination of all of them was operating. A lot of them was operating off battery and all that. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger that. I've actually got something I'm going to bring from work this year, and add to the arsenal for the weekend. Those little solar panel kits that you can get from the Harbor Freight. I've got 2 of them at work that I'll probably bring. I've got a 24 group 24 battery and a 35 amp hour. I think it's a U1 group or something like that. It's a smaller. It's good for. Be great for fuel band radio. But I've also got a battery box and all the supplies to build one for a Group 27 battery. So I'm gonna be stocked up on batteries when that time comes, and I bring those 2 solar panel kits too. So we'll get to try them out, see how bad noisy they are, and see how well they keep the batteries charged as well.
WD4NCO Friday. Well, you might take and if you get your car close enough, just run a cable off your car over and operate 12 volts off it and let your car run. as an external mobile, so to speak. That's one way you could do it. But anyway, I'm going to have to run upstairs. It's been a pleasure talking to you all tonight. And I'll get you on down the road. This is WD4 NCO. I'll be clear.
Okay, Art. Well, thanks for joining us in here on the net tonight. Always glad to hear you in here. A little more higher skill level. Good seasoned operator, I guess you could say. But have a good evening. 7-3, Art.
Okay, 73s, and I'll catch you all later. It's WD4 NCO. I'll be clear.
Harold, I don't know if you mobile if you're still within range of the repeater. Help you get an idea of what we do.
K4 VOL if I'm hitting the repeater. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of info I was needing, just looking for some, general ideas, and of course, like anything else in ham radio, where to keep spending the pile of cash at.
Yeah, roger that. That is for sure. Yeah, you're still making it into the repeater. You're starting to get a little bit of noise on you, but not too bad. Still. Anybody else got anything for tonight?
This is W4WRR.
Good evening, Mr. Bill. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I just overheard a little bit of conversation about field day.
Oh yeah, we been brought up a little bit. Harold K4 VOL. He was curious, as far as what used for power during field day.
Well, I guess the favorite source of power is the sun. There's several of us bring out solar panels out there for CW, digital, and HF. And I, of course, bring out a solar panel for the talk-in station. And we're trying to get away from generators pretty much.
Okay, yeah, roger that. Do the solar panels, are they very noisy or are they pretty quiet as far as feedback and stuff?
Oh no problem with anything. It's very quiet. There's nothing there to make noise. You have a solar panel and a controller to make sure you don't overcharge your batteries, and that's about it.
This is KN4 DDO.
Okay, Sal?
About the solar panels, see, it varies on the controller. I've had a very cheap one I've tried one with that on certain HF, I think on a little bit of VHF, it was just, in the crap out of me.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious about that, if the charge controllers would put out any noise, but that's good to know.
It seems to be the cheaper it is, the more likely it is to do some, put out some, RFI. But that seems to be about anything now, though.
Jerry, just out of curiosity, why are they going away from the generator?
Oh, the generators are noisy. That's a big problem. Also, it's mechanical, more chance of breaking down, and you got to keep putting fuel on it. You got to shut it down every so often, put fuel in it, so everybody has to stop field day to fill up the tank
back on the generator. And like I say again, it is noisy.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious.
Well, I'm glad you felt that way. For me, it's usually a 24-hour-a-day thing. I'm pretty exhausted, and by the end of it, I spent the rest of Sunday sleeping. Okay, I got to get in here and get something to eat. Just wanted to jump in real quick. I hope everybody has a good night, and I'm going to let you have this, Justin. K4LEN, this is W4WRR.
Sorry about that. All right, Bill. Well, thanks for stopping in, saying hello, and giving us some more information. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to field day this year, and hopefully be able to bring camper out there. That way, people would say, the 24 hours, get some rest, not in a chair, and everybody take turns napping, if you will. That way, maybe it won't be so rough on us. I'm really looking forward to field day this year for sure. All right, anybody else got anything else?
K4PKA. What is the date of the field day?
June, get the exact, it's 27th and 28th, I believe. Might be the 26th. I believe it's the 27th and 28th. Yeah, get the thing pulled up right here. 26th and 27th, actually. The very last weekend of June.
Thank you very much. Just wanted to verify.
No, it's a lot of fun. Participate in a club event. Meet and hang out with their club members. Play radio as well. And it's a lot of fun. Forward to seeing everybody out there this year. Be out there helping with anything I can help with. And probably one that stays the 24 hours as well. So invite everybody to come out. Licensed operator or not, that'd be fun to have for everyone. All right, anything else? Right, nothing heard. Start wrapping this thing up. Everybody carry on with their Friday night. Well, with nothing else heard, I want to thank everyone for participating in our newbie net. We had 5 people, 6 including myself, join in here with us tonight. So for any information about club meetings and upcoming events, please visit our website at w4gm.org. Please remember to check into our other weekly nets. The emergency management net is held every Sunday at 8:30 on this repeater. The M-Tiers net is held every Monday night at 8 o'clock on our 70 centimeter repeater, 443.175. And then on Thursday nights, we have our regular weekly club net at 8 o'clock on Thursday night on the 147.120 machine. And at this time, we'll return the W4GGM repeater back to normal use. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Eye on the weather. It's a possibility for some storms developing out. Maybe be getting here in the middle of the week. I kind of keep an eye out for the weather and make sure we don't let one sneak up on us. But for now, this is K4LEN. And good night. God bless to everyone. And 7 threes.
K4PKA. Thank you again, Justin, for all of your great work tonight and for your dedication to the club and to the Newbie Net. We very much appreciate it, or I have very much appreciated it, and all of the topics that are brought up during this time. So, thank you very much again. This is K4PKA out 73 and on the side.
All right, Rick. Well, I appreciate the kind words. Oh no, I really enjoy being a ham radio operator, and I don't know, I like to help people. Anything I can do to help somebody, I'm all about it. So, as long as somebody can get something out of these nets, I'll continue to do them. Trying to help. I appreciate the kind words there. But this is K4LEN. I'll be clear and go look for something to eat. But have a good evening. K4LEN. I'll probably monitoring. I about forgot about my dadgum YouTube feed going on. Hey everybody, thanks for coming hanging out with me tonight. Wish that there was a way that I could, you know, see. You're right, Eric. You're right. Eric said, I'm always eating. You should just do a food channel. Fat kid loves to eat. I could probably be a good food channel. There you go. Dinner with Justin and a radio. There, that's a good title. I might have to use that one. All right, everybody. I'm gonna go out here, smoke me a cigarette, and might get back on and play a little HF here in a little bit. So, see me come back on, jump back on in here with me, and we'll hang out some more tonight. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. 7-3.
KW3LC. Yeah, 4WL Maury. 4WL1. It's the call. Whiskey 3 November Hotel. Well, sir, this is John 4WLY. Just heading home. What's the Boston here? Real good. I'm trying to remember the name. Help me out. It's John and Owen. We've talked before. I think it's Owen. Right? Yep. Juliet Oscar Hotel November. Go to Georgia. Got me a nice little 3,500 watt generator inverter for about half of what it's costing in the regular store. So that was a long day, but well worth the trip. I would say this is a serious inverter. They compare it to the Honda. Pretty much got the same that Harbor Freight Predator version, 3,500. So compare it to the Honda because it's pretty much a clone of it, except it didn't cost but half of what the Honda one does. So quiet, love it. Great, okay. All I have is a generator, but it does okay. So the 10K. But it's natural gas, it's fully automatic, and all I gotta do is just stick the oil in it every once in a while. Yeah, we got a dude out in the middle of the dang road, man. Room, bro. Golly, this dude at this intersection didn't feel like he's gonna stop. I mean, his nose was halfway out the road. Well, it's not that sophisticated, but it's only a 3,500. I think it's continuous 3,000 and 30, and it has a surge of 3,500. We're just running a simple horse trailer with a living quarters with it. When we go off grid, and that can double as a generator for day. I think I remember talking to you, John. Weren't you camping last time we spoke? Oh yeah, yep. I was up at Oak Mountain. No, excuse me. Owl Creek up in Bankhead. I remember about you were having margaritas. Yep, that's me. Yep, did that today. Been all day. My buddy called me up this morning and said, hey, that guy's got some County, so I'm not really sure